Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus and welcome to another video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But this one's going to be a little bit different because it's going to be more of, I guess, a debate in the comments section, but it's going to be more me addressing emails and messages that I've received recently, given the performances that we've looked at and the performances that I've been asked to look at on the channel. And this is how the channel works, is that people send me videos to take a look at and ask me to analyze them, whether they be performances by guitarists or bands or vocalists, vocal analysis videos, all that kind of stuff, and whether a performance is what it looks like or whether it's pre-recorded, whether there's a backing track, whether a guitarist is playing what they're actually playing or whether it's something that's being overdubbed, whether a vocalist is using auto-tune or pitch correction. It's interesting in that the people that have contacted me have a particular tone with their message. And the interesting thing about the tone is that it's almost like an anger at me for just being asked to analyze a video. And what I do on the channel is I analyze things in detail, and I know that there are other channels that just watch videos and don't really do anything analytically and don't isolate vocals, use pitch monitoring software and really get to the bottom of what's been happening in a live performance. But as you guys know, I do get into details because I think that if you are going to learn as a singer, but just an artist in general, if you are an artist yourself, it's good to know exactly what people are doing. And I think it's important as a vocalist to know if somebody's hitting a particular note or if they're not hitting that note, so that if you can't hit that note, you shouldn't worry about it if that person can do it in the first place, and all you need to do is go out and buy this particular plugin, and that's how you get that sound. That's how you can now hit the note. It's an important thing to point out exactly how things are being achieved. So, getting back to the point, people who have messaged, and it hasn't been a lot of people, but I understand their frustrations because this is quite a large channel now. We get quite a lot of viewers and we've got quite a lot of subscribers. So if I'm looking at a performance that is pitch corrected, I will mention it, and it might be a video of a person's favorite artist who can sing. And they'll say to me something like, and this is an email that I received, the person said, "Why have you cherry picked a pitch corrected video of this particular artist's? Why didn't you look at something else that isn't pitch corrected?" And I mean, my first response to that is, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just analyzing a video. If there's a video that has been pitch corrected, I didn't make it. I haven't taken somebody's video and pitch corrected it myself and then said, oh, they're using pitch correction, when in fact they didn't in the first place, and it's all a fabrication of me and me trying to, I don't know, negatively affect their career or something. So, first of all, there's that. Don't shoot the messenger. But if the artist has a pitch corrected performance on their channel and it is really heavily pitch corrected, surely the frustration should be at the artist or at the person who is producing that particular artist or the production team. And I know in the case of that particular email, the person's YouTube channel, it would have been them that is pitch correcting themselves and uploading the video and not mentioning that they're using pitch correction. But I think it's important to direct that frustration in the artist's direction, because they have a video that is heavily pitch corrected that someone like me might see and be asked to analyze, in which point I'm not going to say, oh no, I'm not doing that because I know that it's pitch corrected, but I'm not going to tell you why I'm not doing it. I'm going to just pretend that she is singing, she or he is singing, and it's not pitch corrected. Just so you know, when I get a video sent to me that is pitch corrected, I do go on that person's channel and I look at other videos. And in one of the videos, I said that this particular person can sing because I've seen it in other videos that haven't been pitch corrected, but I have seen other videos by the artist that are pitch corrected as well. So it's not cherry picking the one video they happen to have pitch corrected. They have multiple videos that are pitch corrected. So yeah, I do that. I do watch their channels to make sure that it is a regular thing across what they do. So the other point is that this frustration of the fans of the artist now being exposed for using pitch correction, like I said, you know, don't shoot the messenger. It's the artist who has used it. So you can ask them, why are you using pitch correction when you can sing really well and you don't need help from technology to hit the notes? So maybe they'll be able to get an answer from them, or maybe say to them, remove your pitch corrected videos because, you know, people might lose respect for you as a singer, especially when Wings of Pegasus have pointed out that it's being used. Again, it might be the case that singers don't realise it can be seen. Maybe they don't know about 440 hertz and equal temperament and the way that software is calibrated nowadays, that the default is 440 hertz, so that if you use pitch correction, you might not know that what you're dragging it on is a calibration to 440 hertz equal temperament. So when you have that as a calibration, when you load it, everything you've sung will be stuck on a line. Maybe they don't know that you can see it in an analysis video such as I do. You know, it's clear as day. So maybe they think that they could get away with it, but now it's the case that they can't get away with it. Maybe fans should say, stop using pitch correction. Unless it's something that you want to use artistically to get your voice to sound more mechanical and, I don't know, more, not even monotone, maybe smoother, you know, sticking it to a line to make it sound more like a computer voice. People might artistically want their voice to sound like that, in which case you would argue that if that's why it's being used, then why get frustrated or angry that I've pointed it out? Because it's obviously just part of their artistic sound. So why are people offended that I've pointed out that their favourite artist is using pitch correction? Which then, it goes even deeper. Where is that frustration coming from on behalf of the artist? It must be because pitch correcting your voice has a negative connotation for your ability. That's what it must boil down to. And it's only when you think about all of this that you think there must be some kind of underlying frustration that is caused by that people will now think their favourite singer can't hit notes. So why is the person using it in the first place if it gives that negative connotation that they can't hit notes? Surely you don't want to have that as a singer. So this is the problem with pitch correction. And if it is the case that I'm looking at your favourite singer and they have been pitch corrected, then, you know, look at the singer. If they are very famous, and sadly that's happening now, great singers are having their vocals pitch corrected when they definitely don't need to have them pitch corrected. If you have some kind of frustration with that or are angry at that, just try and get a message to either the record label or the artist themselves, because I would be really interested, especially with the bigger selling artists, whether they have been consulted over the pitch correction of their voice either on an album or a live performance, because it's happening now. On live performances, labels are pitch correcting singers' voices after the fact and then releasing the video on YouTube, and it isn't the vocal as it was sung on that night. So it would be interesting to pose that question. And if enough people ask a particular artist that question, they will see it, and maybe they will find out, what? My voice has been pitch corrected. I don't use auto-tune or pitch corrected. What's going on? And then they'll find out that maybe the record label's doing it without them knowing. So, I mean, that's another side of it. Like I said, on the videos that I have looked at, they aren't artists signed to major labels. They are doing the videos themselves. So they know that they are using pitch correction to make their voices more accurate pitch-wise. But I think what they didn't know when they were applying that is that we can see it, and everyone can see it. I've said before that I can hear that this has been pitch corrected, and I've got a way that I can show you guys, because it's all about just coming up with objective facts. And this is another thing. that me saying that somebody is using pitch correction is an objective fact. I have the proof on screen, and the fact that it is calibrated to 440 Hertz means that when it's on the line, that's not a voice that is calibrated, because you can't calibrate this. Vocal cords don't have settings on them, but pitch correction does. So when it is calibrated to 440 Hertz and is on these lines all the time, the visual representation that I show you shows it's pitch corrected. And I don't have to explain it every time, but we know with the greatest voices of all time that they haven't been on these lines. It's only when it's pitch corrected that it's on these lines. So I show objective proof that what I'm saying is happening. So it's not an opinion. And I think that's the other problem maybe that people have with it, that it's undeniable. So as much as they want to think that their singer hasn't used it, it's almost like you've got to accept something that might be difficult to swallow. But then also know that more often than not, if you're a fan of a singer and you think they are a great singer, but I have done a video where it shows they're using pitch correction, if they are a great singer, pitch correction makes their voice sound worse. It takes out the expression. It makes it sound more mechanical. So I would say at that point, you could even say to the artist, maybe take down the video that's been pitch corrected and upload, if you've still got it, the original vocal, because they will have, especially the people that are controlling the videos themselves, they're not filmed by 20 cameras and have spent millions of pounds on a particular music video. If it's just them sitting in a room with a microphone, they will have the original recording of their voice. You could say to them, please upload the original that doesn't have the pitch correction on it. Anyway, this is just a video that I wanted to make to bring up this point that, it's nothing really against any artist. I'm not just picking out one artist and say, right, this person uses auto-tune and pitch correction, and then every other artist I'm going to not mention it about them, or I've only got it in for this one particular person. I do everything the same way. So, I mean, you could say, well, now, it's potentially a free-for-all, because all the people that are using pitch correction might be running to their computers and maybe deleting videos off YouTube and removing pitch correction from their performances, because they know that there's every chance that I might be looking at one, and it might hurt their reputations for people to know that this particular vocal that has maybe millions of views isn't all that it seems, and it might be pitch corrected, it might not even be live, all this kind of stuff. So I know that it is potentially kicking the hornet's nest, but I think if what you're doing is honest and you're just telling the truth about everything that you're being shown, then there's nothing really to worry about, because I do it with every single analysis video. It's just objective facts that I'm stating, and I'm just going to point out exactly what I can tell from my experience, as an artist myself, as a performer myself for many, many years, as a producer, as a vocalist, as a guitarist, as a multi-instrumentalist, all of these different things that I've done throughout my career musically, I'm going to apply to watching a performance. And if I can point out anything that I think people might not know about a particular performance that I think is important to bring up, especially if you're watching a singer and their voice is being manipulated after the fact by technology, I think that's really important, in exactly the same way that I've pointed out about guitarists who aren't playing what we're hearing. It's exactly the same thing. I'm going to point that out, and I'll continue to do so. So keep those suggestions and requests coming in the comment section below for future videos. As always, let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff. I know that it is an ongoing debate, but it's great to see your comments in the comments section, to see your view on pitch correction and whether your, appreciation or potential respect for an artist diminishes when you know that they might be using pitch correction on their videos and their vocal performances. It is an interesting topic to talk about. But anyway, like I said, let me know what you guys think. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys at the next one. Rock!